Hey guys, on this show we're going to be joining up with Gabe Martin. He's going to be going after his second Rio in Kansas. It happened to be that him and his wife was heading down the road trying to get ready to get some breakfast. They'd been out on a hunt that morning, weren't successful, and they were giving me an update on the phone. All of a sudden he's like, hey, we spotted some birds, let me get back with you. And they end up going ahead, getting their gear real quick together, running around and trying to do a big circle to get on the backside of this old rail bed where the birds were on the backside of it. And so, they're trying to call and get these birds to hear them. But, one thing to note is, they were dealing with, and then when I came out to join them there a few days later, it is super windy out there in Kansas during this time. They're seeing 20, 30 mile an hour winds, maybe 40 mile an hour gusts. So the birds are having trouble hearing them, and, you're going to see that there's a good bit of wind. I apologize for it that's coming across on the microphone, but just bear with it. I think you guys are going to find this is a very exciting hunt.
Okay, folks, here's the deal. We didn't have any luck this morning on those birds we started on the roost, so we were going to town to get some breakfast, and I wanted to check some birds that I had seen yesterday afternoon and actually roosted last night, and just so happenstance, there's five strutters in the field right out in front of us, probably 200 or 300 yards. We've seen them from roads here on public land. So what we're going to do is I'm going to creep on down here. There's a little hump right here. It's an old railroad crossing. We got that barrier in between us where they can't see us. Luckily, one of the few hills that we've got here in Kansas with a barrier was something between us that we can actually do kind of a sneak and poke on these birds. Go down here and set up, and hopefully we can call them in. Wind's picked up pretty bad. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but we're going to give her a shot. Stick with us. Well, folks, no tag soup in Kansas this year for us. That was a first for me, turkey hunting. If you're having trouble hearing, I'm sorry. The wind has picked up pretty drastically. I did a first. I forgot to load my gun. I have never in 25 years of hunting turkey forgotten to load my gun. I've always said when I've seen people do it, how did they forget to load their gun? And I did today. I forgot to load my gun. We spotted these birds. We was going to get breakfast from a morning hunt, and I was on the phone actually with first time for Chris Ashley, and we spotted these birds. I seen them yesterday, and I thought, well, we'll just drive through here and see if they're in this green field over here, and lo and behold, they were. So got off the phone with Chris, made a circle, went down here, set up, and struck them. Thought we was out of the game. I grabbed the slate, got carried away, and Tiff said, he's cutting you off. I said, I can't hear it. She said, everything's good. I was like, all right. So, next thing you know, bam! I had a gun on my lap, and he gobbled, and they were 100 yards. And I looked out, there's a little railroad track, old railroad track right here to our right. And I looked, and here he came. And she couldn't see him. They were coming out it. Two of them. And they came, and all of a sudden I kept asking her, you got him, you got him, you got him? Nope, nope, nope. There was some brush in her way. Finally, they cleared that brush. She had them, and they were walking out it. I said, you good? You good? You good? She's like, yeah, anytime, anytime, anytime. I pulled the trigger, click, and I went to rack a shell because I thought it was a misfire. I went to rack a shell, and the bolt stayed back, and I was like, she said, you did what? So they went out of sight, and I started digging. I knew my shells was in the vest. She said, you left them in the trunk. I was like, no, I put them in the vest. So I loaded I found them, loaded 2 shells real quick, and I said, those other birds are coming. I heard them gobble. There was 3 more. There was 5 total longbeards in the group. And I grabbed the slate and started going nuts again, and these birds went in the field here beside us. And they started hammering. She said, they're coming back. And next thing I know, I look, and they're in the field right there to my left. And I told her what to do with the camera to get the camera over so she could pan hard left. And she could see them, but then they went almost directly behind me. And I kept them going, and started fighting purr and everything. And next thing you know, I looked, and here come the other group. Out the same way that group had just come out the old railroad track. So she had focused her focus of the camera on them. And we were just waiting for them to step out another 10 or 15 yards. And man, there was a big gobbler there, and I wanted him. And next thing I know, I looked to the left, and these 2 Strutters original, they were 10 feet. I said, Tiff, left, left. And finally, she must have heard me or realized what I was saying, and she looked, and there they were, I mean, right there. And I was like, you got him, you got him, you got him, you got him. And there's a branch right beside her. And she was like, no, no, no. And they were starting to leave, and like, you got him, you got him, you got him. And finally, she's like, good. I was like, you're good. She's like, yeah, you got him, yeah. And I put the smoke down on the front bird. And yeah, they gave us too much time, entirely too much, because I totally messed that hunt up royally. But I'm tagged out. Now it's time for scouting to wait for Jim and Dave and Chris to get here. Guys, hurry up and get here because they're hot right now.